The sun stood high over the plains of Moab. Before Israel lay the Jordan River. Beyond it, the land they had waited for all their lives. Behind them was Egypt. Slavery, chains, whips, silence. And standing before them now was Moses, old, weathered, nearing the end of his journey. This would be one of his final messages. Israel was no longer a wandering crowd of former slaves. They were becoming a nation. But nations do not survive on miracles alone. They survive on obedience. So Moses spoke. He told them that the God who brought them out of Egypt was not only powerful. He was orderly, just, and deeply concerned with how his people lived. And then Moses laid out two paths. One path led upward. The other led downward. Blessing or curse. Moses declared that if Israel fully obeyed the voice of the Lord, if they listened carefully and walked in his ways, then blessing would pursue them. They would be blessed in the city and blessed in the field. Their wombs would be fruitful, their crops abundant, their livestock multiplied. Their kneading bowls would never be empty. Their storehouses would overflow. Enemies would rise against them, but fall before them. One direction coming in, 7 directions fleeing out. They would lend to many nations and borrow from none. They would be the head, not the tail. Above, never beneath. Even the nations of the earth would look at Israel and fear, because the name of the Lord would be visibly upon them. This was not random favor. It was covenant reward. But then Moses' voice changed. The air grew heavier. He then warned them what would happen if they turned away, if they refused to listen, if they broke the covenant. The same blessings would reverse. They would be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Their wombs would struggle. Their land would resist them. Their labor would produce little. Confusion would follow their plans. Frustration would haunt their work. Disease would cling to them. Drought would harden their skies. The heavens above would turn to bronze. The earth beneath to iron. Enemies they once ruled over would rule over them. Foreigners would rise higher and higher, while Israel sank lower and lower. Siege would come. Hunger would grow so severe that parents would turn against their own children. They would be scattered among the nations, from one end of the earth to the other. And even there, Moses said, they would find no rest. This was not cruelty. It was consequence. Then Moses reminded them that this covenant was not new. It began in Egypt. It was confirmed at Sinai. And now it was being sealed in Moab. This covenant was not only for those standing there that day. It was for generations yet unborn. For those who would hear of these words long after Moses was gone. And Moses made it clear. Israel's suffering would never be meaningless. Their prosperity would never be accidental. History itself would testify. The warning to future generations. Moses foresaw a time when strangers would look at the land of Israel and ask, "Why has the Lord done this to this land? Why this fierce anger?" And the answer would be simple. They abandoned the covenant. And today, here is the truth that still echoes. These blessings and curses were spoken to Israel. But the principle has never changed. Obedience brings alignment. Rebellion brings fracture. God does not change. Human nature does not change. Choices still carry weight. Actions still produce outcomes. Nations rise and fall. Families flourish or collapse. Lives prosper or unravel. Not by chance, but by obedience or disregard for truth. Moses ended knowing he would not cross the Jordan. But his words would. And they still do.
Did you enjoy the story? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This motivates us to create more Bible-inspired stories to share with you. God bless you.